So in these last couple of days, in these last couple of hours, we've been really active in the transfer market. Now, I really thought to myself that June was all about selling players and kind of getting and generating money to then spend over the course of July and August for some players. But it looks like June is actually a very productive month when it comes to the transfer market, because after Matic, which is basically almost confirmed, apparently he's about to sign his contract in these days and will be having his medical checkups in at the start of July so that he'll be ready for the preseason. After Matic, apparently Roma are very, very, very close to buying Ola Solbakken from Bodo Glimt, but also Zeki Celik from LOSC Lille from France. Now, I am going to start off by reading a statement from an Italian journalist. If you don't know his name is Gianluca Di Marzio. He is, as well as Fabrizio Romano, very, very, very expert in transfer market. In fact, he focuses on the transfer market, and he gave a statement for both these two players. Starting from Celik, he said, Roma overcame the competition by offering the Turk a 4-year contract worth 2 million euros per season. Now, Roma have to negotiate with Lille, but the sensations are excellent and the deal could be closed already tonight. The French club was asking for 9 million, Roma had reached 6 million. It will close halfway. Celik will most probably join Korsdorp on the right hand side, so Mourinho will have 2 players for that role, just as he had requested several times this season. Once again, we can definitely see the financial approach of this transfer market. We bought Zvilor as a free agent. We basically bought Matic as a free agent, and now when it comes to Celik, Lille were asking for 9 million, if not 10 million pounds, and Roma, the Fredkins and Thiago Pinto managed to almost convince the club with a 6 million offer. So, once again, it doesn't seem like a lot. But if we can save up as much money as possible, and if at the end of the transfer market we accumulate all of that money, I bet you we can buy a big player with the money which we accumulated from all these deals. So we managed to kind of convince Leo from going from 9 million to 6 million. Now, what is happening with Celik right now is that we have an agreement with him, his agents, and the player. The player has agreed when it comes to joining the club. The player has agreed when it comes to the wages he will earn, and that is basically deserves a tick. Thiago Pinto has managed to do that in these last couple of days. He's been really active in the transfer market, so the player said he's really happy to join. The player has accepted the amount of wages he will earn at the club. Now it's all about convincing Leo. But apparently, as Di Marzio says, where was it? The sensations are excellent and the deal could close already tonight. So that's the situation. Basically, I mean, can we even call it an obstacle? Right now, it's not even an obstacle. What I'm trying to say is the only thing missing when it comes to convincing Celik and making Celik sign the contract is Leo actually saying yes. The second Leo says yes, we can get Celik and bring him on along with Matic and along with Zvilor, or have medical checkups at the early of July, and then have them for the preseason, which is extremely important so they can orientate well, so they can bond with the other players, so they can learn the communication. Because, you see, at the start of the season, we started well this season, but then we kind of had a drop, and after that Juventus lost, we became a completely different team. We've seen this season that it takes time for the players to get to know each other, and to improve their communication. So the quicker we get these players in Rome to kind of understand each other with other players, the quicker we get them for the preseason, the better. And the fact that the transfer market has started basically since 7 days, the fact that we already have Matic, Celik almost done, Zvilor, and Ola Solbakken almost done, it is definitely a good approach to the transfer market. And once again, it is solving our biggest problem, which has been over the entire season about squad depth. So that is it when it comes to Celik. I am going to talk about Celik and how he comes, the role he will play, and all of that in a sec. Before that, let me read you the statement about the same journalist, Gianluca Di Marzio, about Solbakken from Bodo Glimt. Roma have had an agreement with the player. They played in the conference for some time. But the one with Bodo has yet to be found. The Norwegian must first free himself from the current team, who have no plans to let him go before the Champions League playoffs, which they will play in July. On the other hand, however, Solbakken has a contract expiring in December and could arrive in Rome by the end of the month with the payment of a small compensation to Bodo Glimt. The decisive meeting will be between tomorrow and after tomorrow. So Tiago Pinto is going to have one last final meeting with Bodo Glimt to try and convince them. And once again, we have a very similar situation with Celik here. We have an agreement with the player wants to join, the player has agreed when it comes to the wages he'll earn, the player has understood the role he'll play, which will be a similar role to Shomurodov. He won't start at all. He will be a substitution player. He will be a player which, an example of this season would be a kind of player who would start the match against Zorya Luhansk. Obviously, next season we will have better teams. We're playing in the Europa League. But to give you an example, Solbakken, in my opinion, will be a player who will be playing those sort of matches. So we have a similar situation with Celik. The player has said yes. It is all about the club now. The club needs to say yes as well. And up to now, Solbakken is a tiny bit more complicated than Celik to try and close the deal right now, just because Bodo Glimt, as we said before, want to keep him for the playoffs of the Champions League, which will be played towards the end of July, start of August. After that, if Bodo Glimt get in the Champions League, or if Bodo Glimt don't get in the Champions League, I think Bodo Glimt would let him go. But now I think it's all about it's all about us. If we want him before December, we need to pay Bodo Glimt around 3 to 5 million, which is not a lot. But obviously, on the other hand, we can also think about what we said before. What would it mean if we could avoid paying those 5 million euros, get him in January, and in the meantime, get another player on loan, for example? That is, I think, something which Tiago Pinto needs to reflect on. I think when it comes to the approach to this deal, Tiago Pinto is free to pay Bodo Glimt. They don't retain that as a problem. They want Solbakken to come right now. And this is why they're trying to convince Bodo Glimt. And as this journalist says, there will be a decisive match between tomorrow and the day after. There will be a meeting between Bodo Glimt, probably Solbakken's agents as well, kind of to refine everything which has been said about his contract, and Tiago Pinto. And after that, if Leo says yes to Celik, oh my god, mosquito, and Bodo Glimt says yes to Solbakken, we can add these two players to our squad list. It is looking like a promising transfer market in a way that the squad depth in the matter of a week has already been improved if we get these players. Obviously, they aren't the best of options, 100%. There are 100%, better players than Celik or Solbakken, but this is the approach. We need to focus on who we want. If Mourinho really wants them, Mourinho's the person to be satisfied. And I think, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know Celik. I don't watch the Turkish league. I think not anyone watches the Turkish league unless you're a Turk. But yeah, he doesn't play in the Turkish league. Well, what did I just say? No, I'm gonna rephrase everything. He is Turkish, but he doesn't play in the Turkish league. He plays for Lille in the French league. What I was trying to say is that I don't watch much of the French league because it's just PSG domination every season. Apart from last season when Lille won, Celik's team. And he's a player which obviously would kind of be the new Korsdorp in a way. I would really need to see if he would start over Korsdorp or he would rest, or he would be a substitution to Korsdorp. What we know is that Korsdorp definitely needs a substitution because I think Korstop is one of those players which we played a lot this season. He's one of the players which Mourinho played the most. He came to the end of the season where he was so tired. And the end of the season is the most important part to the season. This is why I think Korstop needed a substitution. And this is why I think Thiago Pinto, at the start of the transfer market, is focusing on that. So yeah. Also, something to add on is that Celik, Mourinho was interested in Celik as a Tottenham manager as well. But yeah, I mean, Celik, his value apparently, according to Transfer Market, which is that value thingy on Google, he's worth £80 million. In fact, let me get the Celik thingy on, right? Celik is 18 million, his value is £18 million. That is not a low value. Like, that is a high value. Now, this is why I think I'm not in a position to judge him, because I'll be honest with you, I really don't know how he plays. He plays for Lille and he won the league avoiding PSG to win it last season. He plays as a right back, so I assume he's 25 years old, he's pretty young. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know how he plays. I know Solbakken way more than this guy, just because we've been playing against Solbakken 4 times this season, so you kind of get the impression of what a player he is. And yeah, but when it comes to Celik, I think things to acknowledge right now is that Mourinho really wanted him, as HZO is saying in the chat. And there is an agreement with him. The only thing which is missing is an agreement with the club. The second the club said yes, they will let him go, and Celik will become a new Roma player in a matter of seconds. And the other player is Solbakken, which I had on here before. We know him pretty well. He is a player who is a right wing who can also play as a striker. He's similar to Shomurodov, I'd say, because Shomurodov is a striker, but this season he hasn't been playing much as a striker, because lately, you know, we've seen him play next to Tammy. We have seen him play as a striker, but we've also seen him play as a right wing. And I think Solbakken is similar to Shomurodov in that way. Solbakken is 10 million. His value is £10 million. He's from Norway, obviously, and he's 23 years old. I think Solbakken is in need of a jump in his career. I think he's been playing in the Norwegian league for quite a long while, and this season he achieved something pretty big with his own team. So I think he needs that jump in his career, and I think Roma is a good club to him. I think Solbakken's future, if he performs really well, I can either see him being a staple in this club, or I can also see him as a sort of pit stop. I can see him come to Roma, and if he doesn't impress the destination of Roma has been a sort of pit stop to his career, so he comes to Roma. If he doesn't surprise, then he's off to another team as well. That's it. Right now, the players which we both are Svilor and one step away from Matic, and we're also one step away from Solbakken and Celik. Thiago Pinto will have some very ultimate decisive meetings this week. He will have in fact, that guy said, this journalist said that the Celik deal can also be ended tonight, so we will see if we will get the confirmation tonight by Fabrizio Romano and him. They tend to work as a pair, so if you don't know, if Fabrizio Romano doesn't say something, the other guy says something. And yeah, when it comes to Solbakken and Thiago Pinto, we'll have another meeting to try and convince Bodo Glimt to kind of give Solbakken before the Champions League playoffs to Roma. And I think this is because Mourinho really wants these players for the preseason. I think Mourinho understands how much communication needs to be maximized. And this season, coming ahead of us, we don't have time to... this season has been a preparation season in a way, which then turned out to be a massive success. But this season now coming towards us is a big season. We don't have time to test, we don't have time to experiment, and we don't have time for the weak communication of these players to invade the way they play. The communication needs to be maximized. This season we start and the same rhythm we end. And this is why I think Mourinho has asked Tiago Pinto to accelerate this deal. But yeah, Solbakken and Celik are one step away from joining Roma. It's just the two clubs which need to say yes. And the second they say that, they will become new Roma players. So how about Mourinho linked to PSG? It is possible, or Mourinho rejected this offer. Mourinho rejected this offer. Mourinho is totally determined to carry on with Roma, especially in these next couple of years until his contract ends. He's 100% going to stay at Roma. He wants to continue at Roma. He has been shown incredible passion from the fans, incredible affection from the fans. And the PSG deal is a no-no for Mourinho. Mourinho is staying after his contract ends. Then I can see him, joining PSG or clubs like that. But until his contract states it, he is going to stay in Rome. He said this, and he will maintain his promises. And yes, Fabrizio Romano did say 100% staying at Roma indeed. So yeah. Let's see. He will give a Ricky challenge, which is what we need. Competition for positions brings out the best in players. Also excited for Solbakken. He has a big potential. Celik, I think, will surprise you, Simon. I remember you wanted a right back that could defend well as attack, and he is exactly that. Very good defensively and very good offensively too. Yeah. I'm not the person to ask about Celik. I really don't know about him. So when it comes to general comments, I'm seeing many positive vibes when it comes to him. Hi, where are you from and why do you enjoy AS Roma? I am Italian, I live in Rome, and I support Roma because it's my local town and because my family supports Roma. And I do speak English, but I am Italian, ladies and gentlemen. I guess ask this a lot. Every summer it's the same old thing for Roma, signing more dead wood, which afterwards we won't be able to sell to anyone, says Marko Galovic. How is Celik's crossing? I mean, he's a right back, so it's definitely... once again, I'm going to say it. I am not in a position to comment on Celik because I really don't know how he plays. I have never seen him play. So I will watch some videos on that to kind of get an understanding. Yeah. Napoli will be weaker. We've got to get fourth. Solbakken has great potentials. Yeah, getting our players together early for a preseason would be really, really good. Right, lads and lasses, I'll catch you on Thursday. If you haven't seen the summer plans, it is one day yes, one day no in this period of time. And yeah, if you're wondering the schedule for these months, June, July and August, go back and watch the summer plan video, as well as transfer news, match analysis of preseason friendly games. There will be entertaining videos coming your way over the course of the summer months to kind of make us way through to August when the Serie A is back starting. So if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button. Let's try and get 5,000 subscribers as fast as possible. Also smash the like button if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram over at Simon_ASR_. Let me see what people say, who people are more satisfied from, Celik or Solbakken, and let me see. Let's see. I have a feeling it's Celik. No, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what people think. 52% says Celik and 48% says Solbakken. Wow, that's very close. But yeah, Celik is what you guys are satisfied the most. Matic already got one step away. Matic has refused a lot of offers to get back to Mourinho and Roma, and his signature, his thingy will come. His contract will come in a few days, and his medical checkups will be at the start of July. Roma is a way better club than PSG. Roma has real history and real culture and real passion and love. This is the place to be. It is indeed, and that is a massive way to end this stream. Was that